So today I will be reviewing the Lemello Zeta P2. Hello and welcome to another TopBuild Carpentry's tool review. So today I'll be giving a review and an overview on the Lemello Zeta P2 system, along with all the accessories that you're gonna need for it. And I'll give you a run through of when we use it, how we use it, why we use it, and why it's such a big thing in our business, along with all the different accessories. I'll give you a brief rundown on each one to show you the different parts that you can do, because there is a lot that you can do with this machine. So I'll give you a brief rundown overall. So yeah, we deal with like a lot of other carpenters, joiners, obviously with the doors and stuff that we make, we sell a lot to the trade, and we do chat a lot in general about tools and different machines. And a lot of the questions that people who come in here that don't have one of these, they always say like, oh, is it worth the money? Because they are expensive, but they say, do I need to buy one? Is it worth it? And I'll be honest, the only answer that I can think on that is like, how can you not have one? And that's only because I've used it now for like over a year. Yeah, so to me, it's become a machine that's used daily, and there's so many things that you can do with it, which I will run through different parts that you can do. And then obviously even down to the fixings that become available for this. The things that you can do with that one machine is pretty incredible. So overall, I am very, very impressed. So I'm going to give you a rundown now on the different parts of the machine, how we operate it. So the Lemello Zeta P2, basically it feels, it looks and it acts like a biscuit jointer, and that's what it is. It's a very advanced biscuit jointer. So you can do all different types of joints with this. You can do angled joints, straight butt joints. There's so many things you can do with it, which I'll run down over with you now. Now, we opted for the 240 volt version just because, like, when we bought this over a year ago now, at the time, that was kind of what was there. We didn't know that much about it. So obviously when we got it, that was what we opted for. Now if I was to buy it again, they do a battery version, and I would definitely go for that version 100%, just because obviously, same as any tools that we've got around the workshop, if you've got the option to get rid of the lead and be more portable, that's the way you'd go. But even the leaded one for us, it still doesn't stop us every single day using it for near enough everything that we do. Okay, so we're out on a project at the moment. We're doing a loft wardrobe, and it's the prime example when we would use our Lemello. So for this, we are using it for all our fillers across the top. We used it for our drawer boxes and all different parts that we're making on this project. So basically how the system works, exactly like a biscuit cutter, it will plunge out the blade, and as it plunges out and gets to a certain point, the blade jumps, which creates a slot, which then, I'll show you soon, but that creates the slot for these range of different fixings to go into the slot. So on the machine itself, as I said before, there's an adjustable fence, so you can be doing all different types of angles. You have your on-off button on the back. You have depth adjustment down here. Now this adjustment at the top, you can go across all the numbers which link to these fittings here, and that basically just sets where the blade does its jump to create the slot, depending on what size, which I'll run through now. If you're going for like a P14, then obviously you'll have it on 14 and it'll create the right slot. So to change the blade on the Zeta P2, there's an Allen key slot down the bottom. That plate slides off and then you take the blade out. Now in the blade, there is a couple of options with the blade. We went for the diamond blade because we deal with a lot of like kind of MDF core stuff and bits like along them lines. So that's the blade that we've gone for. So price wise on this, we went for the kind of pro kit, it's called online. And with the pro kit, you get this sustainer here, which is full of like different fixings. And I would recommend getting that, because there is times when you want to try out a different fixing or you want to lock things in a different way. So it's definitely worth having that, because then you'll find out from there, depending on what type of work you do. So for us, we've realized that we use a lot of the Tenzo P14s and also the Clamex P14s. But obviously, depending on what type of work you do or what you're doing, it might be completely different. So obviously for us, that's what we tend to use. Now, talking of the fixings then, so the Tenzo is basically a snap connector. So obviously, if I was to push that in now, I probably wouldn't get it back together. But that goes in the one side, that goes in the other, and it is literally a snap. Now the joy of that, as you can see, for instance, this wine rack, which is going to be fitted in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, all this is connected with the Tenzos all at the side, so there's no screw holes visible, there's no fixing points visible, and when we do want to break it down with a good pull, it will come apart. Now obviously then when we get to the fit, if we want that to then stick together, we will then add glue. Now adding glue along with these gives you a 30% stronger joint. So obviously for us, we'll make everything up in the workshop, we'll use the Tenzos because they're snapped together and we can pull them apart, and then we will take them to the job and then glue all our joints at the job. And the next joint I was referring to just is the Clamex and the P14. So basically this one is similar, as in you've got left and a right, basically. They click together, but then this one has an Allen key port, and in the sustainer, the kit, you do get this, and it basically just has an arm that comes out and you can actually tension it and tighten it, so it does lock it in, and I'll be honest, it locks it in very well for what it does. Now obviously you can get these in different sizes, bigger, smaller, hence the reason for all the adjustments on the machine. So with the Clamex, obviously you've got the Allen key there that you need to get into, so you do need access. So what comes with that for this fixing is this jig, and basically once you've plunged in, that then fits inside. You've got a hole there. They send a drill bit that goes down to the right depth, and then obviously that gives you access from whatever side. So if you want it on the base of a cabinet or something like that out of view, then you'd obviously turn the fixing so that it faces the right way. Then you have the Devaro fixing. Now this is good for like shelves and stuff like that. So this comes with, obviously you do get guides. We've got a metal guide over the back there, same thing as this, but it's mainly used for like shelves, and it basically acts as like, you get a drill bit there. This part of the fixing will fix into the side of, say, your cabinet, and then that will go into your normal slot that you've just cut, and then you'll slide it along. So you can actually slide things in and out, and they are again a tight fixing. So also with this system, you do get this guide, which is very, very handy. So when you are cutting angles, obviously say if you've got like a joint 45 mitre or a different degree mitre, you're going to want to obviously know what size lamello you want to put in and not come through the material basically. So this will tell you, and with the machine basically you get these two packers, which just basically, I'll show you now, just clip onto the front. So obviously you've got a 2mm packer and a 4mm packer, which basically slot onto the front of the machine. Yeah, so the reason for these packers are obviously to push the cutter up to the right part of the cut on the angle so that you don't come through the material and you get a proper fix and the fixing snap together right. So this obviously works. It tells you there if you've got like a butt joint or if it's a mitre, then you'll spin back round to what degree you want. And then on the chart there, it will tell you what size. You look at your materials here, 16, 18, 19, 22. Next to that then, inside the chart, it will show you what size connector. So that's showing P14. And it will show you then if you need the 4mm packer, 2mm, or if you don't need a packer at all. So that comes in handy when you first start using it. So overall, the Lemello Zeta P2 is a high quality machine. In my eyes, it is worth the money. Yeah, it's expensive, but it is worth. It's like you get what you pay for. And if you're a bespoke joiner or you're a joiner, carpenter, and you're doing stuff like this daily or weekly, then obviously it just makes sense because you're getting like a faster fixing, you're getting a strong fixing, and you're getting so many options with one machine. And obviously it just cuts so well, so nice. It's worth the money. So obviously I hope this video has helped. I will do more on this in the future, and obviously through the video now I will show you parts where we have used it on a job and different jobs that we would use it for. But yeah, do come back, subscribe, because we're going to be doing lots more videos. I'm going to be doing different tool reviews on all different brands and stuff that we use around our workshop. I'm also going to be doing videos on how we make things and different things that we do make. If you do want to see the jobs that we do make, you can head over to Instagram at TopBuild Carpentry. And yeah, come back. Thanks for watching.